What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I did the language series and I want to reintroduce myself. So my name is Ndebeles. I am a Swati living and married in Kenya. Spent some years here, almost 10 years in Kenya now. So I speak Swahili, I speak a few of some Southern African languages. We have your Zulu, Swati, Xhosa, Ndebele. Those are the ones that I can at least converse in. And I have just been disturbed by things that I'm seeing. I think nowadays I'm just doing videos about things that are disturbing me, really. So on TikTok, there's this trend that is currently happening between Ndebeles and Zulus. Well, not just only those two. We also have Xhosa and Ndebele. Zimbabwean Ndebeles, that is, because we know that there's Ndebeles in South Africa. South Africa has 11 official languages, one of them being Ndebele. Ndebeles, you can also find them in Zimbabwe. Same thing, same people, separated by borders, but it's definitely the same people. You even find the same surnames in Ndlovu, even Ndlovu in Swati, Ndlovu in Xhosa. You know, we have a lot of similarities, but there's this current fight that is going on and I'm not liking it at all. And I thought, let me talk about it because it is worth mentioning. So there's these two TikTokers that I'm currently following who are doing, well, sometimes videos about Ndebele and what we can learn from the language and how similar it is to Zulu. And the disturbing thing that I've always seen on their comments is that South Africans seem, not all of them, some South Africans seem not to be excited by the idea that these Zimbabwean Ndebeles are associating themselves or their language with their language. Zulu is Zulu. I mean, these are two languages that are similar. Like, guys, if you didn't know these languages, both of them very well, you'd literally think that it's the same language. The person is speaking the same language. Just a few differences here and there. You find that there's different words to express different things or similar things, sorry. So that's the only difference that you'll usually hear. Even the accent, well, that is also a distinguishing factor. But other than that, Ndebele and isiZulu are just similar. To the layman, somebody who has never heard the languages before, you think that it's the same language, literally. But the hate, well, there's hate, of course. In the comments, some people are feeling like Zimbabweans want to pretend or want to make themselves Zulu. Zimbabweans want to give the idea that they are Zulus. And I don't know whoever told Zulus, these Zulus that are commenting in some of these videos, that Zulu is the superpower of Southern Africa. I don't know, guys. And I know you will come for me, Zulus, because some of you don't want to be corrected, but this is totally wrong. These Ndebeles, the language is theirs. What do you want them to speak? Bakulmeini, like, honestly, guys, which language should they speak if not Ndebele, their language? So I want to give you guys just a snippet of these two TikTokers that I've been following, and we can discuss what they have just talked about. Let us listen to this video. The first one.
I'm proudly Ndebele. Of course, when I speak my Ndebele, people always think Zamaguzenza Zulu. Where that is coming from? Angas, Nyamangala lam.
So you got it, guys. I mean, it's just a small difference unless you know it deeper. These things are very similar. It's Nguni languages. The similarities are there. And I don't know where the hate comes from, especially with our Zulu brothers and sisters, where they feel like their language is being stolen. These guys are pretending to be them. I mean, Zulu and Ndebele is the same thing. You guys are brothers and sisters. Even if some of you don't want to hear this, Zimbabweans, South Africans, Swati, it's the same thing. Nguni languages have so many similarities. I would go to a different part of South Africa and still understand what they're saying because it's the same thing. The reason I came to Kenya and I got to understand and speak Swahili because it's also a language that is very similar to our Zulus, our Xhosas, our Ndebeles. We have a lot of similarities. If you have not checked out some of these similarities on my channel, you can check it out. I've done a lot of them, and maybe you can just go through my videos and learn the similarities. And it's about time that we love each other, we embrace each other. We don't see our cultural differences and our language differences as differences that are meant to make us fight. Our similarities are meant to make us even unite more. But some of y'all are just taking this as a war, like between South African Zulus and Zimbabwean Ndebeles, of which to me it doesn't make sense. I also want to share another video by another Ndebele sister who was just explaining or expressing her sadness after a comment that she received well after speaking your own language, Ndebele. Let's listen to it.
Umuntu right yathi hayi we as Zulus siyakuzwa ukuthi ulindebele. Umuntu right yakhuluma ethi hayi we as Zulus siyakuzwa ukuthi ulindebele. Kuyazakala ukuthi hayi akhulumi njengathi. Ayikhona ukuthi uthi ngilikwerekwere. Engikho South Africa mina. Hawu. Ngelana ukuphapha. Ubuntu. Uqala khona kuma comment sections. How? So uyasho ukuthi ngoba futhi mina ngizange ngike ngithi mina ngifuna ukusawunda njengezulu ngithe mina ngingakhuluma nje ibaleli lodwa eliloQ. Umuntu ongakwaziyo umuntu lapha engihlala khona uzavela acabanga ukuthi yini isiZulu kodwa isindebele wena uyaphapha uyatsho kahle uthi hayi mina njengomZulu phaqa ngiyakuzwa ukuthi hayi kukhona into off awuzwakali njengathi sihleke kudlula akhona ukungijala kabuzi uyazwakala ukuthi ulikwerekwere. Inhlonipho guys, inhlonipho, ubuntu. Preacher every day ubuntu.
This is such a disappointment, especially when you see that this is a sister that is, you know, skin tone almost similar to mine. You wouldn't even think that she's from a different country from yours. Like, she looks South African, you wouldn't even say that this is a different, you know, person from, say if she was Asian, then you'd say, no, you are sounding like, you know, you sound funny. Then it could make sense because that is somebody who's not even from your local country or from your neighboring country or even from your continent. But to say that umuntu ikorekwere just because they are speaking Ndebele and you think they are trying to fake Zulu, I mean, guys, we need to grow up. Some of these comments come from very old people. When you look at their profiles, you're like, what is it that we are lacking? Is it education? Is it exposure? And I feel like most people need to get out and get exposed, because for some of us, we have lived in different countries. We understand the importance of diversity. We understand the importance of even fitting into communities and places where you do not fit in. Like moving from Southern Africa to Eastern Africa, that's a whole different world. I mean, there's so many differences compared to the similarities that we have as Southern Africans. If I were to move to Zimbabwe as a Swazi, I wouldn't feel such a big difference, especially if I was to live in Bulawayo with Ndebeles. There's not much of a difference that I'd feel, except for the accent with my Swati accent and the Ndebele accent. But anything else, I'd understand what they're saying, you know. But coming to live in a different country where people are speaking a totally different African language to yours, that is when you get to grow up. Even if you had this tribalistic, I don't know what mentality, you get to grow and you get to learn that life is not just about you as a Zulu who thinks that the world revolves around being Zulu and everybody wants to be Zulu. I mean, why would I want to be a Zulu as a Ndebele from Zimbabwe? You already have your identity. You're even far better than somebody who doesn't know their identity. There are people who don't know who they are. People, you know, people are really trying to find themselves. They're really trying to know which tribe I am. Where did I come from in Africa? They don't know. They're trying to find their roots. And this is somebody who has their roots. They are rooted. They have a home in Zimbabwe. They know their language. Why would they then now want to be a Zulu? What is so special about being Zulu? You don't get paid for it. You don't earn anything from it. I mean, if you grant to tolerate 350 like anybody else, there's nothing special about being Zulu. So maybe Zulus must stop seeing themselves as the superiors of South Africa, Southern Africa, the gatekeepers of South Africa. Some feel like Ndebeles are there to take up their land, take up their jobs, take up their space. You Zimbos must go back, you Zimbos this. It's not funny anymore. I think we should be over such jokes because they are the same jokes that lead us to xenophobia, self-hate. For me, somebody who hates their neighbor just for being themselves, it shows me that you have a lot of self-hatred and you need to deal with the deeper you. There's a lot of spiritual cleansing that you need to do within you, even before you start pointing fingers at people. You are the one who has a problem and it needs to be solved before it becomes dangerous to your own self. So this is what I wanted to address, and the only thing that has disappointed me more is that there's another video. Let me just put it on the screen for you guys to see it. Of this is a white guy. I'm assuming that he lives in South Africa and Africana, probably. I don't know. but he's trying to speak Zulu. And the comments under this video are so beautiful compared to the comments of somebody who's speaking their own language, Ndebele. They're not even speaking your own Zulu language. But for this white man, people are saying, wow, he can have the land. You know, does this guy already have the land? I mean, at this point in time, these are very disappointing things to see on social media, and it's unfortunate that we have to just bump through some of these videos even without looking for them. You just find I'm a white man wanting to learn Zulu and he's trying to speak this very funny Zulu, but people are congratulating him, people are happy, and it's our same brothers and sisters, Zulu brothers and sisters, who go and write some hate comments in other Ndebele videos. Come on guys, we are over these things. 2024, people should be learning different languages. People should be getting exposed. Travel to Swaziland. Even if you don't have money to go out of Southern Africa, go to Swaziland. Go to Zimbabwe. Go and learn what Zimbabweans live like. Go and see how they... Go and learn. There's so much to learn about people's cultures. Go out, get exposed. Go there and be desperate for somebody to help you and feel that, wow, so life is about, you know, accommodating each other, loving each other, helping each other. We are Africans after all. But you're such a disappointment in this comment section on TikTok. And I hope it's not you guys that are also coming on this YouTube, because I've also seen some of you in my comments, and wow, just keep your comments to yourself. So this is what this guy says.
Yeah, she's Klanji. Guys, I'm trying to learn Zulu, okay? So I can't speak Zulu to save my life. Okay, so I need someone to teach me. Guys, can somebody teach me how to speak Zulu?
You should see the comments. I'm just gonna put some of these comments, and y'all must be disappointed in yourself. If you're part of those guys coming from TikTok in this video, please just swallow your comment, keep it in your stomach, because we don't want to hear any of it here. Because guys, we need to outgrow some of these things. Honestly, Zimbabweans are lovely people, beautiful people. Learn, go out. I mean, I'm just imagining a situation if I was to come to Kenya, like I came to Kenya and I started learning Swahili, and the love that I got just from trying to speak some small Swahili here and there. People were embracing me more, people were congratulating me. They never for a minute said, what is this Swazi kwere kwere trying to do, trying to impress, you know, trying to pretend like she's from Kenya or from Tanzania. You and your fake. You can also go to my comments when I started this journey. Sometimes I'd make mistakes and people correct me, like very positive comments. No, you don't say Maya Imbiri, for example. That's a mistake that I'd made, and people would correct me. It's Maya Imawidi, and you know, you would get, wow, this is so encouraging. I never for a minute got hate comments saying, look at you sounding funny here, listen to yourself. It's so disappointing to see that. People, it's not even somebody trying to learn your language. So she's speaking her own language, Ndebeles. She's not even in your lane. But you are here talking like this person is trying to steal your language, steal your identity, and they are in their own identity being proud of being the Ndebeles that they are from Zimbabwe, Bulawayo. Nobody said they want to be coming from, I don't know where in South Africa, in Durban or KwaZulu-Natal. Nobody wanted to associate themselves with that. But y'all are just too, I don't know, too obsessed about this being Zulu, being Zulu. It's fine, it's nice to know your identity, to be proud of who you are. But please, the insults must just stop. We need to embrace each other. Myself, I am living in Kenya, I'm speaking Swahili. I love it here just because I learned the language. It's even more nicer now. I can talk to people, I can feel like I'm part of them, and they welcome and accommodate me as part of them. And why wouldn't we do the same? If a Kenyan lived in South Africa and they came and spoke some broken Zulu, why don't you teach them? Why don't you embrace them? Why don't you, show them how to do it? If a Nigerian tries and speak Xhosa, teach them. Don't laugh, don't call them names, it's not funny anymore. Let me know what you think about this video. Have you experienced some of these things? If you are maybe living in South Africa or maybe in a different country, and what have you experienced as you are trying to learn a foreign language? Has it been hate all through, or have people been accommodating to you and teaching you and embracing you as one of them? Let me know, and we are only spreading love. If you have any hate comment, keep it to yourself. Because it's gonna be something worse. So guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.